Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. This verse is commonly used by Christian competitors as inspiration before their big match, their big event, or a championship game. But what happens whenever two Christian competitors go face to face against each other, and they both use this verse as inspiration? Well, as we all know, there's one team that wins and there's one team that loses. So what happens to the Christian competitor that loses? He thought that he could do all things through Christ who strengthens him. He thought that he could win everything. He thought that he could do anything and succeed. Well, his faith is going to be broken because this is what he believed. So the question now is, what was Paul's real intent whenever he wrote this verse? Well, 2,000 years ago, when Paul was in prison in Rome, he wrote a letter to the Philippians to encourage them to be joyful and content in Jesus Christ no matter what the situation was. So if we look at verse 12, Paul actually states, I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. So here, what Paul is really saying is that no matter if he's hungry, if he's well-fed, if he's rich, or if he's poor, he's going to be content no matter what his situation is because he has Jesus Christ. And then in verse 13, of course, he goes on to say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So what does this mean? Well, these two verses are a reiteration of his statement in verse 11 whenever Paul says that, for I have learned to be content with whatever the circumstances. So once again, he's saying that his strength is in Jesus no matter what the situation is, so that whenever he's going through a trial, Jesus Christ can be his rock and Jesus can get him through the situation that he is in at the time. So even though this verse is used as encouragement, it is often misused as encouragement in a way that we want to use it to help us succeed or win or just get whatever we want because we have Jesus. Well, Jesus is not some kind of magic genie that, you rub the lamp and poof, you get whatever you want. That's not how it works. Jesus is to be the one who fulfills us at any time, any place, no matter what the situation is. We should be content in Him at all times. So whenever we're weak, Jesus is always there for us. In Matthew 28:20, He states that, and behold, I am with you always to the end of the age. So whenever we're going through tough times, just remember that Jesus will never leave us nor forsake us, and that we can get through the tough times through our strength in Jesus. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So keep that in mind as you guys use this verse as encouragement towards others, as you use it throughout your lives. And I will see you guys on my next video whenever we discuss Jeremiah 29:11. Thanks and love you guys.